off me. My content is not for everyone. No, for real, for real. Today is currently November 3rd. No, today is November 4th. No, it's the trick off of me, is it? Dang. You know how when the month starts over, when it comes to the days of the week, it's the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth. Dang. The 25th I wasn't competing with, but I knew how to go within. They would never understand at the end of the day. When it comes to practice makes perfect, they would never understand that. Hold on one second. I wasn't trying to lose myself because someone tried to project pain. Causing chaos and confusion in your life because they was playing with spoken in a toxic way. They didn't want you to understand your days of the weeks when it comes to having faith. That energy is different. But hold on one second. God didn't make a mistake. Always be yourself and those intentions. Today's November 3rd, 2025. Always be yourself. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I'm far from a hater. No, it's straight on me. We are all not the same, but always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. Hi to the genuine ones and all intentions. I'm peace. I bring peace. Peace and respect, don't dim you like neighbor. Yeah, I'm a puppet, but I'm far from the hater. Love yourself, not competing with the next person, because hold on one second. Don't dim you like when it comes to your faith. Always be yourself, stop the violence. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. And that's okay. Always be yourself when someone says you don't have potential, and I say that respectfully. To the genuine ones with no intentions, don't give up on yourself because someone said you didn't have the potential. Don't give up on yourself because someone didn't know how to love you, respect you. And I say respectfully. Or they didn't know how to meet you halfway when it comes to pouring into you. Always be yourself. It's not a crime to be authentic. Said the enemy was calling. Hold on one second. God made you look, made you look. And be the center thought for me. How they can't wait to try to get in your vessel. Only because the hold on one second, they want an energy harvest to drain your energy. They want you to be in a mindset, not having potential. Being authentic will truly bother their mental. Having sun in your life. At the end of the day, they would not understand. Hold on one second, it wasn't competing when you truly went with it. Having faith. Hold on one second, the ground that you walk on, don't ever make yourself feel like it was a mistake. Because when the right people walk into like they see you, they hear you, that respect hits different when it comes to hold on one second. You wasn't trying to lose yourself. That is just different. I may not make sense to the average person. You may not be the same coach as the average person, religion, sexual orientation, disability, or age. But when the right people walk in and see like they're not sending you the evil lie, don't project this sport in a toxic way, good day, bad day, or dibble and dabble with magic or whatever they believe at the end, they regardless when it comes to their spirituality. Always be yourself. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. Love yourself, don't dim your light, never fall from a hater. It's a straight of you. Always be yourself with no molested. My content is okay. We may not pray the same, but hold on one second. I knew how to put respect on your name when it came to your pain. You didn't know how to stay in your lane. You tried to get me out of character. The antagonizing was real, but hold on one second. God was showing you even more real. When God removed his hands and her hands off me, I didn't have to look like the fool in your hold on one second. The villain of your story. All because, hold on one second, I bothered your mental when it comes to growth and actually maturing. Hold on one second, you said I was truly boring, but God showed me a flow you can relate to as being authentic. No, it's a trick. You always be yourself with no blessings. My cousin, that's okay. Folks are trying to strategize. Even when you get lost in your words, God didn't tell a lie. When God showed you that you was the miracle at the end of the day to overcome those testimonies, they would never understand the whole one. And God didn't make a mistake. When God didn't overlook you when it came to your pain. Certain folks will never understand your walk of life. That's why they got to dibble and dabble with spoken in a toxic way. They want to compete, but hold on one second. It can't be compared at the end of the day. Because hold on one second, my soul was never for sale when I was keeping it real. Because you got individuals that's walking around you. Only was the hold on one second. They don't want you to understand your own content when it comes to relating to you. Because they ain't got no soul, love on the heart. At the end of the day, they can't relate to a God, so you install with them. You understand better days. No, it's a straight of me. My content, but that's okay. No, for real. To the genuine ones with no intentions, no mother or father or family member should lose a child due to someone's jealousy, envy, insecurity, or because someone wants to dibble and dabble with spell work, or send someone an evil lie, or send someone a hate train, or make someone feel like their life is not worthy, so they got to project a hate crime towards them. Or because someone walked away when it came to a certain chapter. You wasn't supposed to be in this person's life at the end of the day, but you didn't want them to understand their own patience when it come to going within. How this type of stuff actually happens when someone understood that, hold on 1 second, I outgrew what was the norm. I had to find myself not to do myself wrong. Certain folks not going to understand my vocabulary, how I was truly stepping a day, but hold on 1 second, God's still holding it on. God's still holding on. You know, when you pray to go within, you least expect that your prayers wasn't overlooked. When I understood that, hold on 1 second. I may get lost in my words, but being authentic, I shouldn't bother you mentally when it comes to your health, because God still allowed me to see I can still respect my neighbor regardless of what they're going through, even when they had to pretend. You know, no mother or father should lose a child, regardless if they came from a single-family household or not at the end of the day, or because someone wants to project on your child, or because someone doesn't understand self-control when it comes to discipline. Did it matter if that person had a mother or father in the same household or not? No, because people pick and choose who they want to bully. You know, no mother or father should be stripped away from their child because someone lacks self-control when it comes to discipline. Someone doesn't understand to stay in their lane. Someone wants to put their little 2 cents into something and make a mother and father feel mentally unstable, or because, hold on 1 second, they don't want to pour into that baby. Hold on 1 second so that baby can truly heal from pain. You know, regardless that mother and father came from poverty and pain, someone didn't know how to tell, someone never taught them how to love or showed them the proper tools or, maturing. But they went within. An inner strength that they didn't understand that, hold on 1 second, it was truly there. You know, the tools that a God endure within them. You know, we all don't pray the same. I don't push God on nobody. But everybody's tools of life is different when it comes to, hold on 1 second. God still has a better plan with your name on it. Because you are worthy of that child being in your care. And especially that you're a good mother and father in the day, even when you live in fear. It's the same thought for me. You know, my content is not for everybody. But there's a mother and father that actually loves their child, not doing it for likes and music, clout chasing, or fame. They actually pray for their child, not against their child, even when their child was even stripped out of their hands. To understand, hold on 1 second, will rainy days last forever? It'd be the same thought for me. I don't mean no disrespect, but I actually hope that one day that your days will get better when it comes to your weather. That your child comes back into your hands at the end of the day and in a safe environment. Especially when it's ready for healing. You know, the devil and the enemy would try to test you. And especially when you say you're trying to get your life together. It may not have worked out with the person that you was in a relationship with, but you knew at the end of the day, things would get better. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same. Because it doesn't matter if it was a single family household or not at the end of the day. No parent deserves that pain. To someone to come into their child's life at the end of the day, just the energy harvest they baby off that baby's energy, or to project sport towards that baby, or just to cause chaos and confusion to someone's household at the end of the day. And especially when a mother says at the end of the day, I'm praying for my child. A father is on his knees crying, asking, how do I protect my child? How do I pray for my child when the devil and the enemy continues to test me? You know, my content is not for everybody. How an individual wants you to be miserable, and they don't want you to pour into your child, and how they would try to paint you to be mentally unstable and incapable of taking care of that child. But God gave you the tools on how, because not everybody's a mother and father, but you are worthy when God showed you how. You know, I may not make sense to the average person, and that's okay. My content is not for everyone. I'm healing from a hate crime that was done to me. I would never hurt myself in regards to who's sending me the evil lie or is even pocket watching me. Now, Anthony, I mean, what the hell is wrong with people nowadays? You know, Anthony saying purpose only. No, for real. I never understood this bullshit them day. You sit there, call somebody a bum, B-I-T-C-H, you can't stand them, but you monitor their every goddamn move, jackass. Hello, what's wrong with you? And then you sit there and say something's mentally wrong with them. Evidently, you need a reevaluation check, your evaluation check one-on-one with yourself and think, why are you stalking somebody for? And why are you hacking their devices, monitor their every move? If you say, hold on 1 second, someone is mentally unstable, but you acting really just strange out here. No, I have to change on me. Leave innocent people the hell alone. I never understood this when it come to pocket watching. It didn't matter how someone age bracket was at the end of the day. You know, they wasn't acting their body weight, but they shoe size when it was coming to being mature, talking about they sober at the end of the day. But the devil was telling so many lies. How you trying to distract somebody from making a purchase so you can rob them mentally, spiritually, financially, even though spoke in a toxic way. So hold on one second, so they won't have the proper thinking. Or because hold on one second, you didn't want someone to better themselves. You didn't want someone to outdo the next person at the end of the day when it came to your family tax bracket. Hold on one second. But it was never competition when God installed something in that baby. It'd be the train of thought for me. Protection. They say God not real. They say God not real. But it was never for likes, visa, cloud chasing, no fame. Everybody stepping when it come to God ain't the same. It was never for likes and views, cloud chasing, or fame. Everybody's walk of life ain't the same when it comes from when God comes to step for you at the end of the day. You know when God spin the block, hold on one second. God had to take a repeat to realize that hold on one second. I reviewed the devil on the enemy when he was in that room. Hold on one second. When they had motives to go up against you at the end of the day. So when I pressed play, I understood how the play was going to go because I was protecting you every which way that you was truly going. When they understand, hold on one second, it was okay to be comfortable in your own skin. When you truly actually know how to walk away. When someone try to antagonize you. You ever had someone try to antagonize you just to get a reaction out of you? They just say, hold on one second, I told you this person didn't grow. You know when it come to maturing, infiltrate, I mean, what's wrong with these people? How they try to poison you mentally. Dibble and dab with your food, your narcotics, your drinks, or whatever the case may be. Even folks, it's not even part of your chapter no more. You know, because you don't run from your past when it comes to hold on one second. When someone tried to destroy you when it came to your character traits. You was your biggest cheerleader when you understood your own weight. The hold on one second, that balance is different. I don't mean narcotics. You know, becoming your best self version of yourself. You know, acting your body weight at your shoe size. They would never understand how you truly elevate. Wow. You know, the devil and the enemy. They come in different shapes and sizes when you least expect it. Didn't have to pretend at the end of the day when God was really showing you vision they can relate to. Hold on one second, but sweet going with them. You know they call you slow, stupid, and retarded, but God really show you it's okay to be emotionally available at the end of the day. When you fall from a crash out, that's what they try to blackmail you to be. You know they had the gang stalk you right, the left, telling you everyone that was a bad habit. But hold on one second, they call their own confusion, their own life. They about to stay in their lane. They worried about your pockets when it come to elevation and growth. All because hold on one second, they don't want you to be truly woke. Had be the train of thought for me. Didn't matter someone's culture that day. You'd be so surprised when certain folks at the end of the day got to gather up in a hate train to go up against one person, or because someone's really walking alone at the end of the day. It'd be the train of thought for me. Didn't matter if someone had a family or not. You know, they be trying to dibble and dabble to see what you got going on in the background before they try to line you. It's like get your free will when it comes to your conscience, all because they trying to distract you, or because you got little comments at the end of the day. They want to throw you off. Hold on one second. Bringing someone in life, bringing someone in your life to participate in a storyline, to project fear. Only rather, hold on one second. God should allow you to see why time was truly protected. You know, time. They say time not real. Let's be real. When they come in your world, at the end of the day, they would never understand how you truly heal. You know, because you got chicks and dudes throwing sport in a toxic way. I may not make sense to that average person, but hold on one second. I was far from being outdated, being authentic. I would bother certain folks mental if I ain't have to be a copycat, even on my days when I couldn't see to understand your reality, to stay in your lane when you looked at me like competition. I was truly far from a hater. No, it's a straight thought for me. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. It's not a crime to be authentic. You know, you got individuals that you don't even have to know how they would gang stalk you, pocket watch you at the end of the day, or you went into the store, what you was looking around for. What you got in your pocket, let alone I want to see your crown for. They don't want you to maintain your smile because they want you to get physical. At the end of the day, the boxing of 1, 2, 3. But hold on one second, God was really holding you back because God was the biggest coach when God was really not misleading you. Blindside, the energy is different. They would never understand your worker like when they truly have potential. That ain't just different. You know, when you pray to ask God for protection, it be folks that be trying to shortchange you when it comes to your vision. They don't want you to believe in fear, even your tax bracket, regardless of the zip code, when it comes to your education. They want you to be in a mindset at the end of the day, being a crash out, being delusional, because that's what they trying to project on you when it comes to catching the case, because they want to put you in a sideboard to do you wrong. How they got to play with glamour spell work, let them play with financial spell work at the end of the day, when you least expect it, when it comes to these hate groups. Didn't matter, they tags bracket what they hold on 1 second, that they really have to get physical. It's a thought for me. How someone that you don't even have to know will monitor your pockets, try to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially, and project spell work towards you, or even send you the evil eye. You know, or even try to paint you to be mentally unstable, incapable at the end of the day, or because you know how to hold the conversation to be authentic, that ball that they meant to. Always be yourself, and I say that respectfully. I don't run from my past, and I don't run from he say, she say, even when they had to pretend to do all this he say, she say, and that Mac wasn't at it when it comes to being authentic. You know, when you come from poverty, paying on at the end of the day, everybody's not for you. But the ones that's truly for you at the end of the day, they ain't sending you the evil lie. They ain't project the spirit towards you. And it's a different type of accountability at the end of the day, especially when you fall from hating and you know how to respect your neighbor regardless of their pain. Because if someone is sweet out for you at the end of the day, you know how to walk, you know how to keep it pushing at the end of the day. Now, the channel be all not the same, and I said what I said. Entertainment purposes only. My content is not for everyone. Now, it's the truth of me. You then mind your business, you know, like, when you come from one of those type of households and they make certain, you know, food dishes or whatever the case may be to reevaluate your whole train of thought. Oh, what the hell did I just step into? Poor thing if you're the baby. No, I have to change though because you gotta really sit there because when all the older kids go outside, ain't nobody watching you. No, for real, because they gonna debate on who gonna fight to watch you at the end, and they don't want to watch you at all. When someone decides to say I'm making chitlins, I ever trade off of me, poor baby. No, for real. You ever walked into one of those family households in the day? And they're like, yeah, come over to get a plate of food or whatever the case may be. Everybody running over there but you. First of all, I don't even eat that. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. And just because mama's no. You ever had that one family member that swear that everybody eat the same way? And it was, hold on 1 second. Not today. You're not gonna force it in front of me either. What's this problem with people? A person will put something in front of your face at the end of the day and try to trick you out of your own eyesight. I know I never had that before, and I know that don't belong to my dad. This is just me either. No, it's a trick over me. I just had for your one-sided ass conversation. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect. I may not be entertaining to the average person, and my content is not for everyone. And I say that respectfully. You know, gang stalking is real to your household, and you're not doing it for likes and views or clout chasing no fame. Never allow someone to make you feel like you have to dim your light or stop loving you or stop choosing you or stop showing up for you because they want to project fear in you. They're threatening your life and trying to paint you to be mentally unstable because they want to paint you to be a crash out. You matter and you are worthy. Never give up on yourself because someone didn't know how to love you, respect you, or protect you, or show that you are worthy. Or you met someone halfway and overfilled their cup, and all they wanted to do at the end of the day was hurt you. But when the right people see you, hear you, respect you, they fall from haters. They don't look at you like competition. They see you, they hear you, they respect you, and I say respectfully. And they're not projecting spoke on you, and they're not seeing you the evil eye. And the energy is reciprocated. No, it's the gonna be my content, but that's okay. I love to talk about love. Love is real, love is one of a kind, with the right one truly for you. Wow. You know, true love effortlessly. It just comes authentically. You know, someone truly not competing with you, but you're truly trying to see, hold on 1 second, I want to be on the same page with you. Only was the hold on 1 second, every level wasn't mind manipulation games. You know, someone actually saw you, heard you, respect you. It was never for clout chasing. When someone truly showed you at the end of the day, it was far from thirsty when they actually prayed for you. You know, someone actually allowed themselves to come out their comfort zone. Y'all both on the same page, being emotionally available. Who would have knew that time will allow you to feel that healing, trauma, and pain will be real? Someone should keep it real with you. Someone allowing you to feel while you believe in your faith when it comes to your boundaries. Because God didn't make a mistake when God created you that day. The energy is different. You fell in love with your crush every single day. Who would have known that the God gave you the proper tools to actually love you? Because if you didn't know how to love you, how can you see the love of your life? Only because the hold on 1 second, someone should be by your side. You know, someone didn't have to gas you up at the end of the day. And I mean, in a toxic way. You know, to bring hurt and pain towards you. They wasn't projecting insecurities on you. They knew how to fix your crown and maintain your smile. Who would have knew that true love would allow you to feel what God allows you to smile? You know, someone bringing peace into your life Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And just because almost that energy is different. You know, you gain the love of a business partner. Wow. You gain the love of a business partner. The love of your life. Even days when you get lost in your words. Someone still knew how to treat you right. You know, even days when you were sick at the end of the day, they wasn't trying to abuse the situation only was to hold on 1 second because God didn't make a mistake when God brought the right person to your life to truly balance your smile. Even days when you can't see, that energy is different when the love of your life wasn't pretending. They wouldn't have one foot in one door, one foot in the other door. When it came to loving you, who would have knew true love was right? When the right person showed you at the end of the day, who did you wrong? You know, because your past don't live in your reality today. Someone was able to fulfill shoes when it comes to your future. Someone wasn't trying to overlook you. All you realized, hold on 1 second, true love was complying. Not ever straight though for me, and it wasn't a whole bunch of lying either. You know, because someone wasn't having a hand problem. Someone wasn't trying to hurt you mentally, spiritually, financially at the end of the day. Someone praying for you wasn't lust. It was real love. They didn't have to play with sport to get your time and day. Always be yourself, and I say respectfully. They say fairy tales ain't real, but someone could truly walk it into your life to truly keep it real at the end of the day, to truly be on the same page. Emotionally available. Ever straight for me. I love to talk about love. Love is real. Love is one of a kind with the right one actually for you. It was more so too good to be true. But who would have knew? They just couldn't keep their eyes off of you. Someone just wanted to know every single day how do they pour into you and the most healthy this way. You know, being authentic. They didn't have to try hard. They show you at the end of the day was truly invested into you. It wasn't for life, it was a cloud chasing or fame. And God wasn't for sale. Definitely at the end of the day, when someone truly prayed to go within only was to hold on 1 second that you walked into like at the right time. When it comes to hold on 1 second, someone truly valuing your time. That ain't just different. You know, someone sees you, hears you, respects you. They was trying to bring chaos and confusion in your life. They disrespect you. Someone protecting your heart, let alone your mental. You know, your mental health, that energy is different. So wasn't trying to have their cake and eat it too when it comes to hold on 1 second, your vocabulary. Someone truly loving you the right way the first time around. Who would have knew that someone knew how to maintain your smile? You know, when the world's against you, throwing spoke in a toxic way, causing so much confusion. They said that you wouldn't be your right state of mind at the end of the day, or you doing too much when it comes to the love department, or because you wanted someone to be on the same page, loving you properly, not trying to bring you migraines. It'd be the train of thought for me. I don't leave us the hold on 1 second. Imagine you praying when you least expect it. Someone had the same prayer, only was the hold on 1 second. It wasn't God's rejection. It was divine time, only was the hold on 1 second. Y'all may not pray the same, but who would have knew that the love you like wasn't pretending? Now, answer straight to the always be yourself and no molesters and just, okay? I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I'm far from a hater. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I always have since day one. I am not a sex worker, and I do not do drugs. No, answer straight for me. I am not an actor, regardless of who's trying to blackmail me against me. You know, you got chicks and dudes trying to say that you a crash out. They can't wait for you to not elevate at the end of the day, all because they want you to wild out. They want you to be in the mindset of having the mind games at the end of the day. Hold on 1 second. Do you understand your own rotation when it comes to your own pain? Hold on 1 second. All because we didn't think the same. I was willing to understand the hell. They was understanding to keep putting themselves and competing. You know, because they was competing with the next person's trauma, how you outdo the next person at the end of the day. They want your pain so bad. They couldn't walk a day in your shoes, only was a hold on 1 second you wouldn't last. You got folks throwing spoke in toxic ways. They want you to be distracted from yourself, all because they want you to be that mental patient. And you just keeping it real. That's the devil right there. It'd be the train of thought for me. How someone try to throw distractions in your life, right to left. You know, it may not make sense to the average person, but being authentic, that was always within me. I was far from a copycat. I didn't have an excuse at the end of the day when I said I was going to mature to understand. Hold on 1 second. I wasn't trying to shortchange myself because you didn't see my growth. That ain't just different. You know, I wasn't running from my past. We understand my testimony. I understood that better days ahead was ahead. Only was the hold on 1 second. I wasn't competing with myself. When I understood, hold on 1 second, God had a plan. You know, you may not make sense to the average person. I don't dibble and dabble with sport or play with magic or send a neighbor to evil eye at the end of the day regardless of their tax bracket. It's not a crime to be authentic. How folks don't want you to elevate, but hold on 1 second. I ain't my biggest cheerleader, regardless of cheering from you or not at the end of the day. You don't have to know somebody for someone to rob you mentally, spiritually, or financially, or energy harvest off your energy, or project spark towards you, or to gang stalk you, or even try to project a hate crime towards you, or monitor your every moves and act like at the end of the day that you're mentally unstable because hold on 1 second, you usually understand that God's tools that God endowed within you. When God revealed the devil, all the enemy, didn't matter how old they was that day, if they was your elders or not. You still know how to respect your neighbor even when they didn't want to see you grow to go within. Always be yourself. Never allow a man or a woman to threaten your life because of their environment or the community or their tax bracket or their zip code or their county or whatever the case may be, and project fear in you for you stopping yourself from loving yourself or showing up for yourself because someone said, I'm going to take your kindness or weakness and I'm going to make it seem at the end of the day that nobody will ever believe you when you're telling the truth. Never allow someone to project fear on you becoming your best self within yourself. I'm Naya, genuine respect, and I work alone when it comes to my creativity, regardless to who's sending me the evil eye, or who's shadow banning me, or who's threatening my life at the end of the day. I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself, no intentions. Peace and respect your neighbor. Stop the violence. I said what I said. Stop the violence. Hold on 1 second. You are my sunshine. What a blessing. Never overlook. Look and go. Wait. I messed up. Hold on 1 second. You know, puppets mess up too. You are my sunshine. What a blessing. Never overlook when God's on time. The devil gonna try to stop you, but God got you. You're a miracle. Don't dim your light, neighbor. Far from the hater, yeah, we're popping. But I'm mad too, just like you. Stop the violence! I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and my content is not for everyone. Always be yourself. When someone says you don't have potential because of your sexual orientation, your disability, your age, or your religion, or your culture, or someone feels you may be more gifted than them, or you're just authentic, and someone doesn't like the fact that you're willing to choose you regardless to what spell work was being projected towards you, what evil lie was being projected towards you that they probably projected on you at the end of the day, or they trying to stop you with magic or spell work or whatever the case may be. You don't have to know your neighbor, any tax bracket, for them to project on you at the end of the day, because you're mad and you're worthy. You know, when God sends the right people into your life, they see you, they hear you, they respect you. They don't look at you like competition. Good day, bad day, all misunderstood day. No efforts, right? Don't be. No, for real. If they not for you, they keep it pushing. When they actually cheering you on and actually put respect on your name at the end of the day, they not doing out of envy, spite, or jealousy, or insecurity at the end of the day. They genuinely mean it. If they not for you, they keep it pushing. They don't got time for no childish bullcrap. And then they acting their shoe size. Hello. They more psych in their body weight. Y'all may not pray the same, but hold on 1 second. Y'all ain't have to be on the opposite side at the end. They becoming ops at the end of the day. Now, it's a trick on me. My cousin of mine, that's okay. Always be yourself, no intentions. It's not a crime to be authentic. Wow. It was more so G-O-D. They said, nah, you always talking about God, but God allowed me to respect me. That ain't just different. Even when folks trying to rob me mentally, spiritually, financially, throwing a negative vibe, throwing spoken attacks where I was never competing. I wasn't going tit for tat with nobody besides speaking it for myself. God allowed me to see why God should hold that will down at the end of the day. When, hold on 1 second, everybody was on different times. And when it comes to shift at the end of the day, because everybody's elevation when it comes to, hold on 1 second, being high vibration with other certain folks mental that can't compete. They can't compete. It'd be in a thought for me, all because you understood your faith. They would never understand that you didn't have that mindset of rest in peace because you knew how to respect your neighbor to stay in your lane. But they wanted the short change of another day. But God will show you balance when it comes to hold on 1 second. You're going to be misunderstood by folks that can't relate. If you love yourself, don't dim your light. That practice makes perfect when it comes to, hold on 1 second, being authentic, becoming your best self-vision of yourself. You know, your biggest cheerleader at the end, they never gave up on you because God was far from pretending when God never overlooked you. Always be yourself. I may not make sense to the average person, and that's okay. But my content is not for everyone. You know, gang stalking is real to your household. You don't have to know man, child, woman, elderly person at the end of the day for someone to gang stalk you or monitor your every move. And especially we never signed up for someone's one-sided ass contract at the end of the day. Or because someone wants to paint you to be the villain in their story. Never give up on yourself. And I say that respectfully. I'm healing from a hate crime that was done to me. I would never hurt myself. Good day, bad day, or misunderstanding, regardless who's trying to blackmail me against me. Misunderstood and loved by you, far from a hater, what about you? Misunderstood and judged by you, far from a hater, what about you? Stop the violence in the community. You was more than a catch when God truly allowed you to feel like you didn't have to escape from yourself, becoming your own prisoner. When God restored you for all the right season, the end of the day, they would never understand that God was really participating when it comes to your testimony. Hold on one second, being authentic with bothering certain folks' mental health. They try to put you in the back at the end, they still condemn your life, but God truly made it bright when the right folks actually saw you to show you at the end of the day the emotional support hits different, being authentic. You know, if they truly feel you at the end, they ain't gonna send you the evil lie. If they truly feel you, they ain't gonna throw sport in a toxic way to make you feel you gotta be a crash out. The hand is different. We ain't trying to wild out. Hold on one second. You always pray for these type of days, better days ahead, and God was showing you why God restored you for all the right reasons. Never dim your light because someone didn't understand that. Hold on one second. It was never competition, even when you couldn't see being a hater. It's a trait of you always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I'm Naya, genuine love, respect, and I would never hurt myself regards to who's gang stalking me or who's sending me the evil lie. You know, gang stalking is real to your household, and I say it respectfully. Individuals will monitor your phone calls. They will gang stalk you from the time that you walk out your household. It doesn't matter if someone's an addict. It doesn't matter if it's a single parent. It doesn't matter if it's an elderly or not or a child. How someone will monitor your every move at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what type of job description they are in, and I say it respectfully. They will monitor your mail. They will hack your devices. They will hack your. They will They will monitor your packages. They will pick and choose when they feel like you can get something in the day. When it comes to gang stalking, and especially you never sign up for someone's one-sided contract at the end of the day. How someone will try to project fear in you and make you feel like you're not worthy of going outside because they want to project sport towards you. They want you to be in a mindset of being your own worst prisoner. Paint you up to be mentally unstable when you speak up for yourself to understand your own weather. They even pay people from your past to stay away from you. They even will try to dig up dirt on you at the end of the day to use against you. They will even use your documentation to blackmail you against you at the end of the day. They will try to rob you mentally, spiritually, financially. Even if you're a content creator or not, at the end of the day, they will make sure they'll have the proper tools to make sure that nobody hears that your voice actually matters when you're actually making sense because they already painted you up to be mentally unstable. They already painted you to be a drug addict or a sex worker or someone that is mentally unstable at the end of the day. They don't know what they're talking about, all because someone's trying to cover for the fact that someone is telling the truth at the end of the day. When someone's space was invaded, it's seen a thought for me. How this type of stuff actually happens. They would try to poison your food, your drinks, or your narcotics, or whatever the case may be. Your voice does matter. Because when the right people walk into your life, they don't have to operate in that mindset. And because we all don't pray the same, and it doesn't matter if someone has the same beliefs as you at the end of the day, when the right people are truly for you regardless to how they pray, and they don't have malicious intentions towards you, respect a two-way street. It's reciprocated with no malicious intentions, and my content is not for everyone. When it comes to my creativity, I work alone. I always have since day one, regardless to who's trying to blackmail me against me. My content is not for everyone. I would never hurt myself from going from point A to Z, and I walk these streets alone. I would never hurt myself, and I say that respectfully. Always be yourself with no malicious intentions. I'm Naya, genuine respect, and I'm still healing from a hate crime that was done to me, and I would never hurt myself or my peers around me, regardless if they elderly or not. No, Anthony, I gotta go. Have a safe year, day, evening, week, weekend. You matter, you're worthy. You know, someone will sit there and say that you don't have potential, but they will also sit there months and weeks at a time, even years, and monitor your every move. And try to cause confusion in your life, even disrespect you. They even make money off of you. They will mark you. They even try to destiny swipe with you. But they can't destiny swipe a real child of God because your gift starts within. It's not on the outside, and it's not duplicated. It's not a copycat when you're authentic. They would try to ruin your life at the end of the day. Never give up on yourself, and I say respectfully. And when someone says you don't have potential, that does not mean stop loving yourself. That does not mean stop showing up for yourself, regardless to what zip code, county, country you're in at the end of the day. You matter, you're worthy. My content is not for everyone. I am far from a hater, regardless at the end of the day. I am my biggest cheerleader. Regardless when I showed me the other day, have a trailer, always be yourself with no misintentions. We don't pray the same, but I'm far from a hater. I don't wish the devil my soul is never for something, so keeping it real. Always be yourself. Regardless of my sexual orientation, my disability, my age, or my religion in the day, I know how to respect my neighbor with no misintentions. I'm far from hating. We all have the same neighbor. No, Anthony, all be yourself with no misintentions. Peace and respect, your name is the one you made it on him. You're like God, I'll go on there, but I have it on him. You're like, stop the violence. I'm Naya, Junior Love Respect, and my content is not for everyone. Today is currently November 3rd, 2025. I gotta go.